Hello and welcome to another episode of the Abundantly Successful Show, the show for conscious entrepreneurs who have the deep desire to turn their passion into a successful and thriving business, all while making a huge impact in the world. I'm your host, Kay Sanders, also known as the Creator of Possibilities, and I'm super excited to have you tune in again into another solo episode of the Abundantly Successful Show. Now, the topic today that I would like to cover is fear stopping you from really becoming successful and moving forward in your business and in your life. Now, there are so many entrepreneurs out there. They really struggle in their business. I mean, they're amazing in what they do. They have the deep desire to make a huge difference in the world, but they don't really get enough clients, they don't make enough money, and then they're really struggling, feeling overwhelmed, and it's just, they might even get to the point where they're asking like, what the heck, why am I doing this? Is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? And too often entrepreneurs really give up because they can't really figure out how to really move forward. Now, the reason why so many struggle is really they're allowing their fears to really stop you. And some of the common fears that a lot of entrepreneurs have, and I mean, I did myself, in the beginning, and I mean, even nowadays, I still struggle with certain fears. And I believe every entrepreneur has certain fears, has certain challenges that are really holding them back. But some of the most common fears or blocks and challenges that a lot of entrepreneurs have, and especially in the beginning, is fear of success. And yes, that's actually very true, because if you think about it, if you're becoming successful, your life is going to change. So that's going to go into the fear of the unknown. What's going to happen when I become successful? What's going to happen if I have all the clients that I want? If I make all the money that I want to make? Oh my God, my life is going to be different. People might have expectations. I might need to do certain things. I might need to work more. Oh my God, so there are a lot of fears around that. And then also it can go with, well, if I'm successful, what will that mean for my family? Will I leave anyone behind? Will they be jealous? So there are a lot of fears around that. But then there are also fears of rejection, fear of, feeling like an imposter, having that imposter syndrome. Am I really good enough? Can I really charge for that? They're having fears around asking for the money. And, fear of, like I mentioned, fear of success, fear of rejection, fear of, failure. That's also a very big one, because as entrepreneurs, we have to step outside of our comfort zone. We have to do certain things that not every normal person would do, so it can feel very overwhelming. And if we don't succeed, and I really don't like the word failure, because I believe it's not so much a failure but a lesson learned. You're getting feedback. So if you're doing a project and it doesn't work out so well, it's not a failure. Failure is only when you give up. That's when you fail, because you gave up trying. You gave up trying to figure out how to make it work. So really see failure more as lesson learned, getting feedback, getting guidance to see how you can improve. But failure is really not until you actually say, I'm done, I give up. Okay, so we'll leave that out. We're not giving up here, right? But so these are really some of the most common fears. Now, going back to, fear of rejection. That is also very big, because when you talk to someone about, when you want to inspire someone to become your client, or you want to inspire someone to buy your products, the fear is, well, what if they say no? Well, what if they say no? They might just not be ready to work with you, to buy your products. They might just not be in the state of, they might just not be ready. Maybe they don't really don't have the money, but they're not saying no to you. They're not rejecting you. They're just saying, no, not right now. Okay? So if you allow all these fears to, really get in the way, it's going to make it very difficult for you to really become successful, grow your business, and really move forward. Even, for example, one of my biggest fears was speaking in front of people. I always had the drive, or the desire in a way, to get on stage. I've seen it when I went to my records, I've seen it, I'm supposed to be on stage. But then the whole fear of public speaking kind of came up, and I'm like, I'm a little afraid of that. But it doesn't, you don't want to allow these things to stop you. If you have a drive to do something, or if you have the deep desire to do something, don't allow your fears to stop you, because it can cause you to really be in your purpose, to really do what you're meant to do. So you really don't allow that. But we'll get into that here in a minute. Now, like I mentioned, a lot of entrepreneurs, they allow that to stop them from moving forward. It's really the fears. It's not that they're not good enough, because you're definitely good enough to get started, and you will, advance as you grow. You will get better. But oftentimes it's really those fears of the unknown, the fear of success and rejection and failure that really keeps people from actually going forward and really trying. So for example, if you want to start a project, but you're worried that it might fail, then you're really already putting a negative energy into that, and then of course it's not going to get you the results that you want. So instead, really look at it like, okay, I'm going to see how things go, and this is going to be successful. I know I'm putting in so much effort. I know it's going to get me the results. Now, I would like to talk real quick about what happens if you don't uncover and release those fears. Because oftentimes those fears, they come from long ago, from your past. Maybe even from when you were growing up. Let's say, for example, money. Money is also a big, big fear. Like asking for the money, receiving money. There's a big block around that a lot of people have, and I know for me that was also one of my big blocks, is like allowing money, allowing the support. Because if you think about it, if you're a very independent person, you think you can do everything on your own, you don't need help. Well, what do you think your clients are? I mean, they are basically supporting you by paying you for your services, right? So you have to allow that support to come in, right? So you really want to really figure out, where are all these fears, these blocks really coming from? Because if you don't do that, if you don't really be honest with yourself, and that's one of the things I really want to touch on, is when it comes to uncovering what's holding you back, what are your fears, what are your challenges, what are your blocks, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be willing to uncover that. And that was also one of the topics that we talked in the very first interview style episode. Excuse me. You have to be willing to uncover what's holding you back, and you have to be honest with yourself. And oftentimes when it comes to uncovering what's really wrong here, what are our challenges, what are our blocks, it can be very uncomfortable, because we have to look inside of us, like, what's going on here? And uncovering that can be very uncomfortable, so you want to be open to that. You want to be willing to uncover that, because if you don't, if you keep moving forward and keep trying, keep doing all the things that you know to do to grow your business, but you don't get you're not going to get the results, because your fears are blocking your limiting beliefs. They're going to block you from actually getting the results that you want. Now, like I said, your fears are really going to affect your success, because if you do all the right things to grow your business, to get out there, to get known, to become known, and you don't get the results, is really based on your limiting beliefs, the fears that are really holding you back. And like I said, it can actually stop you from even going out there and becoming visible and those type of things. So you really want to get clear on what is truly holding me back. And I know I had talked to someone before that really resisted a whole lot. So this person was really struggling in moving forward, and it was because this person was unwilling to really look beneath the surface, like what was really going on. I mean, it really turned out that it was really the fear of, well, if I get clients, I have to work with those clients, and what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? But this person was not willing initially to really look at that. So of course, they were going in circles for a very, very long time without getting the results, without actually getting enough clients to work with. Okay, so it really affects your success. It affects the amount of money you're going to make. It affects how successful you're going to become, and it affects a whole lot of what you're trying to achieve in your life. So now let's talk a little bit about, like, what can you really do to uncover those fears and also then release them, because you also have a choice to either release them or to kind of keep them around for a little longer, because they might still serve you in one way or another. So let's look at that. So one of the things I like to teach my clients is like, I call like a timeline discovery, where you do a deep dive into your past. I mean, usually I really don't like dwelling on the past, because the past in the past, you can't change it, right? But when it comes to uncovering really what's holding you back, where are your fears coming from, where are your limiting beliefs coming from, you want to dive as deep as you can into your past. Like, go from, from birth to year 1, 2, 3, like really move through each year of your life and think of what comes up. Like, I usually like to do this also from time to time. I do that for myself, where I just lock myself in my room, play some, relaxing music, some meditation music, and really set the intention that I want to dig deep into what's going on. And then I asked, what's holding me back? What negative, emotions do I feel about, all these different years? Whatever comes up, I write it down. I make note of it. For example, as a kid, one of my friends, she always just like left me there. She basically abandoned me. So, it kind of kept showing up in my life. So whatever you can think of from your past that still has that little flinch when you think about it, you want to write that down. Now, when you have that list of all the things that really bother you, and that's one of the things that you can redo this exercise over and over again, because the first time you're doing it, you have stuff coming up, but it's like peeling back the layer of an onion. Like, you peel one layer back and another one comes up. So you can do this exercise over and over and over again. Whenever you notice that you're feeling stuck in your business or in what you want to create in your life, you can look at, okay, where's this coming from? Where have I had experience that reflect what I'm experiencing right now? And then what you can do is you can use the Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a Hawaiian prayer to really release the negative energy around that. And what you do is you tune into, so you take that list of things that you've written down, you tune into one. The first one, you go one by one. You tune into that. You allow yourself to feel that feeling. Really put yourself back into that situation, and then you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Repeat this prayer over and over again until you've noticed that the energy shifts, the negative energy about this one particular topic just, it eases, it goes away, you're releasing it. Of course, you have to be willing to release it though. But that's one thing you can do, and you do it one by one. You go through the things that you wrote down. Say the Ho'oponopono prayer. It is really a powerful strategy to really release the negative energy. And yes, you're saying forgive me. You don't necessarily have to forgive the person. You just forgive the situation. You just let it go. Okay, so you don't have to call a person, say, hey, I forgive you. No, you don't have to do that. So no other person is involved in this. This is for you. You want to forgive yourself. You want to forgive the situation. You want to let it go. So this is one way to release all the things that that you're feeling. Even if you are having a bad day and something happens, like right now, you can tune into this Ho'oponopono prayer. Just close your eyes and say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. You keep saying that over and over and over again until you feel much better, especially if you're having a bad day. This Ho'oponopono prayer is really, I don't want to say it's a magic pill, but it's really powerful in shifting your vibration, shifting your mood. Really powerful. Now, another thing you can do is EFT tapping, where you can release the certain fear. So feel free to check out my EFT tapping videos on YouTube as well as on my website. It's Tap with K, and I have a video on there for releasing fear of rejection and fear of success. So go ahead and tap around that. And but yeah, EFT is also a very powerful technique to really let go of those fears, because you really want to let go of whatever you're holding on to, whatever fears you're having. You want to let go of that. Now, another thing is having the Akashic Record healing session. I mean, that has been one of the most profound strategies for me, where I tap into my own Akashic Records and heal myself on a soul level. So if you would like to experience something like that, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to give you a healing session. Another strategy you can do is the write and burn strategy. So basically what you do is you take a specific topic. So for example, if it's a money struggle. Okay, you can write down all the things about, how you feel about money, the relationship you have with money, anything negative, let it all out. You can even cuss, use bad words, whatever, because you want to let it all out. You really just want to get it all on paper, get it out of you, and write everything down that bothers you. And then when you feel that you let it all out, then you're drawing a line like, okay, this is it. I'm done feeling this way. I don't want to feel this way no more. I'm sick and tired of struggling for money. Now this is what I want instead. And then you write down, I want money to come to me easily and effortlessly. I want to have a loving relationship with money. And write down what you want instead and how you want things to be moving forward. For example, that can also be having clients that come to you that are already ready to work with you. They're willing and able to pay you for your services. Really write down what do you want instead. Then what you do is you take a big black marker and you make a big X on the paper. If you've written many pages, write it on. Make this X on all of the pages. And then if you can go outside, if you have a backyard or in the kitchen or whatever, you want to go somewhere where it's safe to burn the papers without burning down your apartment or your house. So you want to burn it. I have a metal, those popcorn containers that you get over Christmas. I have one of those. That's what I use for burning my papers, and then I take them outside. I bury the paper, the ashes into my backyard, or if you don't have that ability, just throw it out, but you want to get it out of your home. You want to get rid of it. You want to release it. And as you see the papers burning, going into flames, and burning down to the ashes, you want to set the intention that you're letting it go. That's the key. You want to let it go. You don't want to hold on to that. So really imagining you're letting go of the feelings where as you see the papers burning down into ashes, may set the intention, I'm letting this go. And I'm telling you, this is such a powerful strategy because for me, I always feel the release when I do this. So these are some really powerful strategies that you can use to really let go of the fears, to let go of whatever is holding you back. But, one thing I would like to leave you with is, don't allow your fears to stop you, because I'm pretty sure, I know you're good at what you do. And I know you can make a huge impact in this world. You can change a lot of people's lives. And don't let your fears hold you back. The hard part is really getting through this, letting go of your fears, and taking that step. And I think that's really the hardest part, is take that step. But I'm telling you, once you made that step, once you allowed yourself to step through those fears and step outside of your comfort zone, you're going to be so amazed with all the magic that's going to happen for you. But you have to be willing to let go of the fear. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Feel free, if you like this video, if you like what I shared, put a comment below. Also, let me know if you've ever tried any of those strategies that I mentioned earlier. Let me know how they worked for you. If you have another strategy that has worked really well for you, feel free, let me know. Post it below so other people can learn about the strategy too, if it worked for you. So comment below, like the video, share it if you find it valuable. And like I said, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get all the other videos or the notifications about all the videos. And like I said, like and share it. Let other people know about it, because there's so many people out there that are allowing their fears to hold them back. So if you found this valuable, share it with someone that you think that would benefit from hearing this message. So thank you again for tuning in. I'm so grateful to have you tuning in, to listening to me, and I can't wait to see you again tomorrow in the next episode, where I will interview an amazing expert, another great content, great topic. So I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow, and with that said, have an amazingly abundant and successful day. See you tomorrow.